Have a 50-year-old patient known to have a horseshoe kidney, and he presents to our hospital with flank pain. Abdominal CT reveals a contrast enhancement of the periprostatic adipose tissue, resulting in a mass effect, and they say suspicious either for inflammation or adipocyte containing neoplasm. The patient is further evaluated with MRI, and MRI reports the presence of a periprostatic contrast-enhancing adipose mass, with a comment that liposarcoma cannot be ruled out. And afterwards, we are presented with the needle biopsy of the specimen. And indeed, at low power magnification, when we look at the specimen, we do see adipocyte tissue. There's a myxoid background in areas, whereas if we look over here in other areas, you can see inflammation, or what looks like inflammation. Higher power magnification, you can again see the adipocytes. They look pretty bland. You can see this myxoid background, and you can again see inflammatory cells. Over here you can make out mononuclear cells, plasmacytoid cells, and certain cells with eosinophilic cytoplasm. Now, if we move on to the areas where the cellular compartment is more crowded, like here, where the inflammatory tissue or inflammatory cells are more prominent, again, we can make out eosinophils, probably plasma cells, some sort of mononuclear cell component. These cells also have eosinophilic cytoplasm, but they're not binucleated as we'd expect of a mature eosinophil. And I'm going to move on. And then you come across areas where there are larger atypical looking cells. This could maybe resemble a tripolar mitosis if you're considering a liposarcoma, for instance, and the differential diagnosis of an inflammatory liposarcoma, a well-differentiated inflammatory liposarcoma, was also entertained in this case. But then if you continue, again here you can see the myxoid background, there's a lot of inflammation, and you've got adipose tissue. I'm going to move on and show you another cell which actually helped us determine the diagnosis. Over here you can again make out a very large cell, which actually is not too difficult to recognize as a megakaryocyte. When you look at the serial section, there are areas where it's even much more easier to identify these larger cells as megakaryocytes. And in this context, of course, these mononuclear looking cells are probably erythroid precursors, and then these cells are probably myeloid precursors, those that had eosinophilic cytoplasms. Again here, another megakaryocyte, the cytoplasm of which we can mostly see. And over here, erythroid precursors and myeloid cells can be identified. Now, we did several stains in this case. This is the CD61 stain to highlight these megakaryocytes and to actually prove that they are megakaryocytes. Here you can see the megakaryocytes. And here's another one right here. They actually increased in number with serial sectioning. And here's the glycophorin stain. Here you can again identify the megakaryocytes. They are not stained at all. And when you move in closer, you can see with the glycophorin that these actually have nuclei within them. So they're normal blasts, actually, positive with the glycophorin stain. And of course, these all equal a myelolipoma.